there is no process for transformation. Somebody said their mind just exploded last night when I said that. I don't remember who it was. There is no process for transformation. And the process for transformation is to speak the truth.
Yes.
Does anybody have any idea why I say that? Does it sound like it's an oxymoron, or does it sound like it's a statement fighting with itself? Or does it sound, what does it sound like? It's not anybody.
It sounds silly when you say it, but a lot of things sound silly when you actually say it. But it's only in the saying of it that you can then see, if you're in the moment, see where the saying of it comes from.
Exactly, and what Fred said, can you hear Fred all right? His voice is a little lighter. I guess you can hear him. And says like a contradiction. It does sound like a contradiction, unless you do what Fred is suggesting. Oh, you can hear him fine, all right. Which is to let what I just said sit there. Let it sit. Now, if you say, as said, oh, that's a contradiction. Now, he didn't say that. He just said, yes, it sounds like a contradiction. But if you say that's a contradiction in terms, or if you immediately have some reaction to it, then you don't allow the statement to work.
Yes.
And when I use the word, I mean statement to work, it means that you need to work with it some. So I'm saying that there is no process for transformation, and truth is the process for transformation. This workshop is a process for transformation, and there cannot be a process for transformation. Both of those things are true at the same time, and there's a number of reasons that they're true. Number one is, when you speak a truth, it dies at the moment of it being spoken. As soon as the truth is begun, when you begin speaking a truth, it is born. As you speak it, it manifests itself. When you complete the statement, it dies. And it stays dead. Unless, see, all this is difficult. Unless what, Fred?
It goes to memory.
Repeat it.
Well, unless it goes to memory.
No, that's when it dies. Okay, so let me go a little slower. When you speak it, it's born. A truth now. While you're speaking it, it's manifesting, it's living. It's sort of like when you were born, in my case, 15 years ago, and you lived your life and then you died. That's the borning, that's the manifestation, and that's the death. Well, the same thing is true with a truth. It is born when you begin speaking it. It manifests it in your words. Linguistic creation. When you complete the statement, it dies. Now, I used the word unless, and that was my mistake. It dies. Now, it has some possibilities. Now we can go back to your answer.
Okay, so then it can, then there's the space then to be born again.
All right, now see, everything that people say, it's huge when people participate. There's a space, Fred says. Now, that space can be filled with either a belief and repeat that truth, which makes it what?
A lie.
A lie.
A belief.
And then it can catch on, maybe, and even become a big religion and be built and be built. There's another possibility if that space is left for that truth. What is the other possibility for that truth? To born itself new this time.
Well, if the space is left open, then there's space for another truth to arise.
To arise. For another truth, either another truth to arise in that space, or for you to step into that space and catch it for yourself. Like your experience of that first online workshop. Fred heard it. There was a rustle in his body. There was a thing that happened there, which meant that Fred heard it. Now, if Fred says what Edward says, is he repeating me?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Are you, if you say what I say?
Yeah, I'm repeating what you say.
Not if you say it, because you got it.
If I just repeat what you've just said, then I just repeat what you just say. But if I say it from creation from myself, then that's new for me.
All right. So then the listener, Fred hears something that I say, or Avis or someone hears something that's spoken, and it shudders, they say, yes, that's true. Then they speak it. That's their truth. That is then the truth being born, the truth manifesting, and the truth dying in their speaking.
Right.
If they say, well, that sounds real good, and somebody said that that Edward guy sounds good every once in a while, so I'm going to repeat what he says, and they repeat what he says, then that's...
It goes the other way too, though. If they say it sounds real good or it sounds real bad based on what they had in them before, then automatically whatever comes out's a belief anyway, whether it's for it or against it.
Exactly. So what happens is the truth stated, then not only when it not only died, but you kicked it. And you kept kicking it. You see, because you're too damn lazy to discover it for yourself.
Yeah.
Donna. So people who are so lazy that they don't want to discover it from themselves, guess what they'll do? They'll study it for hours. It's really strange. A lazy person, really lazy person, can catch something instantly if they're not lazy, if there's a aliveness there. In an instant, they've got it. Or this extremely lazy person can do what?
Study it.
For years. Now just think about it. Just look at what I just said.
A little opposite of what you think.
It would be the opposite, exact opposite of what you would think, as Brian said, would happen. You would consider that the lazy person would be the one who wants to get it first and, whoo, yeah, got it. And then they're done, they can move on to the next thing. But that doesn't work that way. What do? Study, 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 and more study.